Mixed martial arts is one of the most fierce, intense, rapidly growing sports in the world today, with such stars as Michael Bisping, Brock Lesnar, Chuck Liddell and Rampage Jackson. But today we take a snapshot into the life of former champion Dave Full Blast Faulkner. Now a coach, Dave trains some of the next generation of fighters. Dave will give us an insight into the life of a professional MMA fighter and coach.
I'd always wrestled anyway. I'd always wrestled since I was 11, and there's a few of the guys who heard about this Valley 2 though mixed martial art thing. It was the UFC before anyone even knew it existed. It was like the early 90s. Prime example was Paul Coon. Just fell in love with it. He used to wrestle, and he started a little bit later than all of us, but just got into it deeper than all of us. And then the next evolutionary step was MMA after watching UFC. And then he just went abroad one day, and the opportunity arose for me in like 2002, and because I needed the money. I mean, I thought I was in a world of debt. It was only 300 quid on a credit card, but it was 200 quid with the help towards it, and I got offered it, and I fought some heavyweight for it, and just the buzz of it. Well, the first time, I mean, I'd only just become a dad for the first time, and that was like overwhelming me. As soon as I become a dad, it just went all out the window. So any nerves I would have normally have had just didn't exist whatsoever. I was just thinking about, I need to clean myself of debt. So that's all I was focused on. And to be honest, I'd never realised how hard MMA was. I'd never trained as hard. People do this, they get into fights, they go into fights, not realise how hard it is, and feel invincible. The moment they feel tired, it's a total different kettle of fish. But the first time I went in there, I was totally hyped because my life had totally changed. I mean, 1 minute, I was just like, I was an earth-loving vegan at one point. And then next, I mean, I hadn't wrestled for years. And then the next, I've been given a fight. I was a dad as well, so it was just totally overwhelming. So it was a bit insane for me. I just felt insane. During a fight, well, I've always had an issue with my gum shield, so it's usually I'm going to start feeling sick on this, but I've got to start focusing on more positive stuff than that, to be honest. Normally, I mean, everyone expects me to do flashy things. When I'm training in the gym, I can pull off flashy kicks, I can do lots of flashy submissions, but when I fight, I don't normally do that. I play it like really by the book and just give nothing away. I just always think, I don't want this guy to hit me, so I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna take everything away from him. I'm gonna take all his tools away from him and apply myself upon him. But apart from that's all it is. You can call it being in the zone. That's what I'm like. Well, a lot of the time as well, in between rounds, you just think another round, and every round it goes through, I know I'm getting closer to like I like having egg and chips after a fight. You see, oh, it's fantastic. And that's and about 4 of my fights, that's gone through my mind. I think, oh, after this fight, I'm just going to eat whatever I want. And it motivates you. It motivates you so much. It's unreal.
Wanting to find out more about Dave, we travelled to Golden Glory Gym in St Helens to learn more about Dave's career as a coach and the relationship he has with Terry, one of his trainees.
I just fell into the coaching part. I mean, I wrestled since I was 11. Like, everyone was trying to get into MMA when the big explosion happened in Liverpool, especially like the CFC show. I mean, I was the first fight on that, but after that, I was like injured or I was working, whatever, and it didn't really appear on them for a while. But like, people who wanted to learn was like, a lot of people coming to me, and then people offered me to do classes, and then I was getting money to do it, to me, to ask for things. A lot of the time when people were saying, I'm fighting this type of guy, I'm fighting this, what would you do? And a lot of people, even like the darker side of things, people were having straighteners with other people, and they'd say, oh, come and teach me a bit of that, because he doesn't know that, he's just a boxer. Stuff like that. It was just, people asked me to, and I was just there, and I just said yeah. I mean, it's nerve-wracking for me. So I don't really get nervous fights now, so that's like, even when I did, it's not as nerve-wracking as someone else, because you're not in control, you are when you do it. I mean, it's proud when they win, but a proud moment, I save it. I don't even think for a second, yeah, I'm so proud of them, I never do that, never stand back until after the fight, then I let them know. I don't like putting fighters on the chopping block, I don't like them putting them up to be shot down and that, so I always make sure they're totally ready. But with them nerves, I mean, it makes when they do win, I mean, ratio's good, they do win more than they lose, so it makes that even 10 times better. But it's like when they lose, and especially young Terry will teach, He had a fight in Wavertree, and it was a tournament. He got to the final, and he blatantly won the last fight. He blatantly won it, but it went to the decision, and he gave it to the other guy, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen. But that like just killed me.
I started MMA because I got bullied when I was a kid. From about 13, I got assaulted and nearly never came back, you see. So I thought, I had enough of this and all that, so I went for it, just started the club at the Faulkner free fight gym. Just got battered everywhere by all the doormen who came in, but little gym rat that I am, just had stuck in there, got pounded every day and stayed there continuously, and eventually moved on to other martial arts, ballet tudo, submission wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai boxing, a lot. And from me, it was a natural progression. It went from grappling to striking and then combining the whole thing. And it's led me now to going on to train with many different people all over the country, and even train internationally with the likes of Mike Bisping, Czech Congo, and Rampage Jackson. What a character. And that's about it, and I'm still going to strong today at 20, from starting when I was 18. I believe that if you're a true fighter, you don't really need a mental preparation, or you don't need to feel hatred or anger or whatever to fight someone. If you love doing what if you love training, if you like going into the gym and you feel great doing it, then what's the difference in going into a cage in front of a couple of 100,000, like close to 1,000 people, and fighting in front of them? It's no different than when you meet fighting with a stranger in the gym, I say. It's just be calm and just enjoy the ride. Yeah, enjoy it, embrace the moment. Don't be like a little wuss going, oh, I hate fighting, I don't like this. Be a man and just do it. I'd fight anyone. You stick a man in front of me who's my weight and you give me time to prepare, I'll fight him. I'll fight Mike Tyson if he was my weight. I'd actually like to say Chuck Liddell. I know I've got the mohawk and all that. I just love to knock Chuck out. I love him to death, but he's got to go down.
If someone wants to take up MMA, I'd tell them to get into something pure first. You could have a full and solid MMA career based on just freestyle wrestling and boxing. Because you need something standing on your feet. Because when you're at your most tired as well and you're on your feet, the only thing you can do is throw a jab. That's the only thing you can do. So you need to know how to box, all sorts of footwork to get away from people who are dangerous. And then learn how to wrestle, freestyle wrestling. I'm not saying BJJ, because you can't have a full career just doing BJJ or just submission. You do need to know how to take people down, or more importantly, stop getting taken down. So you've got two options. First thing my students learn off the back is how to get back up. That's the first thing I teach. So that's another thing as well. They fight someone who's a better grappler. They don't want to be matching submissions with them. So I want to teach them how to get up. It's the same, I don't want them boxing with people who are better. So I want them to be able to take them down. The style I teach is from everything. It's from everything, just the best of everything, all the most effective parts. And again, the main bits are to be able to stop getting taken down, to take your opponent down, and just to not get tapped.
My main idol is, I'd say, Dave Faulkner, my main trainer. He's my main idol that I'd look up for too, not just that, he's like a brother to us. Before I started MMA, I was the big nerdish kid who was shy of everybody. If I were talking to you now when I never started MMA, I'd be like this. Yeah, I don't know what to do. How are you there, my friend? But now I feel confident in myself, and I don't seek the approval of many people out there. I just look at people, I just feel great as a person. I make myself a target. I sometimes actually make myself a target. I'm a big nerd, maybe, like I've said before. I mean, I still play on my PlayStation probably more than any little kid does. I collect games, and used to collect about it 2 or 3 years ago. I was still collecting comics. You know what I mean? So I don't care what people think of us, but if they say, do you think you're a bit weird as a person? I may be weird, but I'm happy.
The people, a lot of them have grown, especially, again, I'll mention Teddy. Teddy used to have a lot of problems in school, only because based on, he had just had a few difficulties in just picking stuff up and learning throughout school, and you know, kids are horrible and they pick up on stuff like that, and he had a terrible time throughout school because he'd been training me since he was 13, and he told me straight away what his problems were. Well, those problems he undersold them, but it was other people who told me what it was like, so I kept him there, and I was rough with him. I mean, I was tough on him all the time, but not too much, just the right amount. and he kept coming, and there was people come and go through my class, and he stayed throughout it. And then one day, I mean, I changed premise a few times. One day he just started taking people down and tapping people out. Just one day, I think it was when he was around 15, he just started being one of the ringers in the class. And he went in on his last day of sixth form, or a few days before the end of sixth form. As these particular 4 lads who were giving him trouble, and he battered the 4 of them. And I was really made up, and I didn't know about it. He was just like happy one day and came out of his shell a bit more. He was the first to come into my class, and he's still here today, and it is the biggest change.
Training minds and bodies, MMA is more than a brutal sport. It can change lives. But with the brutality and commitment to the sport, we've got to ask, is it all worth it?
Oh yeah. There are times when it's brought heartache on myself sometimes, like your friends saying, do you want to come out, and I have to turn it down because I'll be training, and you know, just being an average kid. But if it came to doing this, I'd do it next. If I had to do the struggle all over again, from starting from scratch and going on to being who I am today, I'd do it without a second thought. Absolutely. And I encourage anyone else to just do it. That's it. Yeah.
It's definitely worth it. It's stuff like that, stuff like helping Terry, helping young kids who haven't got confidence, they might be getting bullied a bit, but they don't ever tell you. It's something I can see to spot now as well, and I do take a little bit of extra time with them and stuff, and then before you know it, they're beating up them kids and that, and they come out of the shell. So stuff like that is much better, that's much more rewarding, and at the end of the day, when I'm an old man, I'll be able to, kids will be knocking at my door, hopefully asking, do you mind to tell us about when you fought years ago and you done this, and it's just good. So it's good to have a mixed bag of happenings as well. It's just nice to have stories to tell people, to know that if I did write an autobiography, it wouldn't be boring. Stuff like that. And that's not saying I'm going to, but I probably will. But that's all it is. It's the stories and the memories that just is what you're ending for, really. And they've all been good up to now anyway.